Hey guys, it's Paul.
And Jestina keys.
It's Netflix and No Chill, a show about Netflix for people with no chill. 2 weeks in a row, I got that. Yeah. All right, so we're doing something a little bit different because we love The Punisher. The Punisher is an awesome show, but this close to the holidays,
It's so heavy.
it's
It's just like, this is just gonna make me sad. I don't wanna watch this.
yeah, it's a heavy, heavy thing. And yes, I understand we're still going through Stranger Things, but at least there's still a little bit of levity and brevity in this. So we're going to take a break from The Punisher, at least through the holiday season, and then we'll get back to it. But in the meantime, we're just going to pick up a couple random movies to watch here and there, just stuff that you'll find on Netflix. And when you're trying to find movies on Netflix, man, I'm impressed with how little there is
For Christmas.
for Christmas. Yeah, we tried to find like a Christmas movie that we both wanted to watch, and there's nothing.
So there's like The Grinch, which I already watched this week because I love Jim Carrey's Grinch.
And
that's it. Nothing.
That's literally it. Like, there's no classics. There's no Scrooge. There's no Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
There wasn't even Krampus.
Yeah, there isn't even a shitty Krampus movie. Like, there's nothing. So we just randomly picked a couple of movies. So like I said, the next couple of weeks are going to be a couple of movies that we just want to watch because we want to watch.
And you can deal with it.
And yeah, we're just going to do that. This week we watched The Whole Nine Yards. Next week we're actually going to watch a movie that she has never seen before. And I want to give her shit for it now. She's never seen Hot Fuzz. Now, for those of you who have gasped, and I'm going to give you a second to collect your breath.
It's not that
Now here's the thing. She's seen Shaun of the Dead. Like, she knows the awesomeness of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Yeah, of course.
But doesn't know the equal awesomeness of Hot Fuzz.
I have other things going on. I can't just watch movies all the time.
I fought to not fire her.
Come on.
It's the Christmas time, so I didn't want to, like, toss her.
You didn't fire me for telling you I didn't like Steve Harrington. I don't think you'd fire me for this.
This may be a higher offense. Hot Fuzz may be a higher offense than not being Team Steve.
Alright, that's a bit much, but okay. Continue.
It's hyperbole.
Continue.
But still, anyway, so this week we are continuing with Stranger Things. It is episode 7, subtitled The Episode No One Really Cares About.
7 See what they did there.
Oh, maybe that, yeah, maybe that,
Sorry,
that would make the episode at least worth it.
Okay,
it's not a terrible episode.
Okay, is it unnecessary? Yeah, to make it an entire episode, yeah.
But
there are some important plot points in there that I don't think should have been left out of the season, just maybe not an entire episode.
So this is a 11 only episode. We get basically none of the other cast. She is going to find her sister, who we saw in the very first episode, and now we're getting to. Another reason I'm not a big fan of it is because I don't think we needed to worry about I don't think we needed to worry about the chase scene at the very beginning if we're going to have this episode. Because everything in the last episode and the beginning parts of this episode would be enough for me to have a reason to want to see who 8 was. I don't think now seeing this episode, I really don't believe that we needed the initial scene in the first episode. But 11 goes to Chicago to meet 8, and then we meet a bunch of random people that no one cares about.
You're just mad because 8 has that stupid ear tattoo.
She has a fish tattoo on her ear,
That's
and not a live fish.
It's not even a fish. It's a skeleton.
It's a fish skeleton on her ear. I don't know why.
The entire time.
Every time she turned her head.
Stupid.
Every time she turned her head, it's a freaking fish tattoo on her earlobe.
I was like,
of a dead fish.
That is the most minute detail. It's not even important.
I couldn't stop looking at it. Freaking dead fish on her ear.
Oh my god. I'm getting that tattoo now.
No, I will fire you. And like all joking aside, I may actually fire you if you put a fish tattoo on your earlobe.
I'm gonna tell Holly about it. See if she does it.
She's not gonna put a fish tattoo on her earlobe. A dead fish tattoo on her earlobe. She's all about life and circles and all this kind of stuff.
This
And yes,
dead.
it's the end of.
Tattoo a fish on her earlobe.
No, don't do that. No, she has gauges and everything like that. There's no room for a dead fish tattoo on her earlobe.
I love that this is what we're talking about right now.
Yes, the dead fish tattoo is more important to me than the episode was. Yes, the dead fish tattoo is more important to me than the episode was. There were some points that were important to the episode. We find that Papa is alive. Dun dun dun. I don't know how he's alive.
Already forgot and already stopped caring.
I don't know how he's alive. He was not ripped to shreds by the Demogorgon in the at the end of season 1.
Apparently.
Don't know how, but yeah, he's alive. And that's literally the only reason to care about this episode is for that.
Well, and for Elle realizing she needs to go back and help them, and that she can't run away from her problems.
I don't think she ran away from her problems. I think she
I
just wanted to go.
I know, it was mostly just to find her sister, but there's a moment where she contemplated, leaving with them.
True.
So,
It just wasn't a good episode. As a standalone episode, if this was, the only episode that we got, or if this was, some kind of, offshoot, if we were watching, in between seasons of Stranger Things, and they threw this out here as, here, look, I know it's a long time between, seasons, so here's this random episode. We would have loved this episode because it would have felt out of continuity with the rest of the series. So it's not like it was a bad episode. It was just badly placed in the series, in my opinion. So yeah, the end, she's rushing back to Mike and everybody who is about to be eaten by a pack of Demogorgons led by Dart. Led by Dart, who should be dead. But her buddy
Leave Dustin alone.
decided, nah, don't worry about it.
No, it was not nah. Don't worry about it. When he saw that it ate Muse, R.I.P. Muse, he hit it with a freaking hockey stick into the basement.
But that's only because he charged at it. It charged at him. He still didn't kill it. He just...
Okay, and he was still trying to trap it in the basement, and then when he realized what a problem it was, he got Steve's help.
You're just... Yeah.
He realized it was too much for him to handle, and he got Steve's help.
It would have been fine.
Did he know there was 20 others? No.
If he had been killed in episode 3, none of this would have happened. Anyway, so that is the end of Stranger Things. Next week, obviously, we'll have 8. We might do an 8 and 9 just to get this done before the Christmas season. Might be a way to finish that out and then do some random Christmas movies and stuff like that. Maybe even a guest spot, since our Christmas show or our Christmas party is coming up. We might do a whole giant Netflix and no chill. Maybe. But then the random movie that we decided to watch was The Whole Nine Yards.
I love Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry. This was actually there's actually a lot of people in this movie. Bruce Willis, who love me some Jersey people. Matthew Perry, Natasha Henstridge, Amanda Peet, Michael Clark Duncan, R.I.P. And it was really good, and I was impressed with how this went. Matthew, yeah, there's so many people in this movie, and you're impressed with it after the fact, because it was just wow, there's a lot of people. Kevin Pollak.
Yeah, and it wasn't even about that for me. For me, it's just oh man, Matthew Perry's in this movie. I love Chandler. He plays Chandler in everything he's in.
Pretty much. He's kind of like Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds plays Ryan Reynolds. He plays Van Wilder in everything he does.
That's fair.
Matthew Perry plays Chandler in everything that he does. So Chandler's running around with Bruce Willis.
Who's a hitman?
Who's a hitman, living, hiding out in Canada. Montreal, Canada.
I didn't see one moose. I'm mad about it.
By the way, Montreal and Canada, to our brethren in the Great White North, if I go up there for a con or anything like that, and you put mayonnaise on my hamburger, I may kill you. Why would you ruin a hamburger with mayonnaise?
It's the least important condiment. And I don't even like ketchup. But, mayonnaise is the least important condiment.
Yeah.
Closely followed by honey mustard. Hate honey mustard.
Yeah, I'm with it too. So Chandler is a dentist, and he goes and his terrible wife tries to have him killed because her whole family is terrible.
They're the worst.
Literally the whole family. The father who killed himself and left Chandler with ridiculous sums of money and debt and all that kind of stuff because he was a boy toucher apparently, and killed himself to not. Yeah, it was
to not face the lawsuit.
Yeah, so
terrible family.
His wife.
I don't think they explained why they got married.
No, we don't know why they got married. She was a terrible person, and I'm fairly sure she was a terrible person her entire life. But yeah, it's just so.
So Jimmy the Tulip Tedeschi moves in next door. Bruce Willis. He's Jimmy Jones.
Jimmy Jones
also hates mayonnaise on his hamburgers. Good guy.
As you should, because he's from Jersey.
So Chandler. Okay, Oz.
No, Chandler. No. We don't call him Oz.
Fine.
This is not Nicholas. His name is Nicholas Ozaransky, but we're not going to ever call him that. His name is Chandler.
Fine. So Chandler realizes that he's a hitman, and
if you want to shorten it, you can go Bang.
I didn't know I like calling him Chandler.
Huh?
Oh my God,
His last name?
Chandler Bang. So he realizes that he's a hitman, and they become friends, and then his wife's all, you have to go claim the money that's on his head. Finder's fee.
I love how bad the accents are in this movie. The accents are purposely awful.
That wasn't me making fun of her. That was me doing her accent.
Yeah, that was a dead-on accent.
Yeah, so
which what I assume Americans think that French Canadians sound like.
I'm sorry.
We're sorry.
So then she's like, if you do this, I'll divorce you, which is all he wants.
Yes.
So then he goes to Chicago, and that's where he runs into Michael Clark Duncan
and Kevin Pollak, who is Yanni Gogolak, who has
God, the worst.
His
accent.
I love this movie for Kevin Pollak because of how bad his Polish accent or Russian accent. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. Whatever Gogolak is in Eastern European, that's what he was. It's never quite explained, but
I just don't understand why.
But it was so bad. It was so beautifully bad. Worman.
Like why?
I want him to stop breathing. The air. I love him.
God, what a movie.
But yeah, so Jimmy, so Chandler goes to Chicago, and we find out that Jimmy knew this the entire time, and it's set up to bring Yanni to Canada so that way they can kill everybody. But in between all this, he meets Jimmy's wife, Natasha Henstridge, falls in love with her, bangs her, and that is one step too far because Jimmy has a very weird set of standards. One of them is
he doesn't believe in divorce or having relations with your friend's wife.
Which I'm okay with that one. It's like, look, you shouldn't bang other people's wives.
Yeah, no, I get it, but like
ex-wives or other. Like,
but his solution to that is, instead of divorcing my wife, I'm just gonna murder her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's hitman logic.
Cash. Super cash. Then you find out that Chandler's wife's been trying to hire hitmen to kill him for I don't even know how long.
Yeah, because we find at least one other hitman, which is Amanda Peet, which I love her.
She's so funny.
She's adorable and naked. A lot.
I mean, good for her.
Yeah, it's a good movie. But yeah, so that is the basic plot. If you want to watch it, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but
it's so funny.
Why
wouldn't you want to watch it?
The comedy of this movie is great. I love the delivery. I love everything about it. It's definitely one of my favorites. Unfortunately, don't go watching the whole 10 yards. Not nearly as good. But the whole 9 yards is fantastic. I would suggest watching it if you haven't already. If you haven't, seriously, the movie's like 15 years old, damn near 20 at this point.
17 from 2000.
2000, so 17 years old. So I mean, yeah, it's
funny.
time.
You get to watch it and go, "What the hell is a beeper?" Or why the
she
hell
gets
are
to
those...
go,
Or why are
what the hell is a beeper? Or
why
why
are
is
those
everybody
people carrying their
why is
suitcases?
everybody? Yes, it brought me back to a time where I completely forgot that like there was a time before like 9/11 and all this kind of stuff that like people just carried their suitcases. Like we didn't have wheels on our suitcases apparently up to like 17 years ago. Because like randomly now you can't think of having suitcases without wheels on them.
I wouldn't want to.
No, but like back then it was commonplace.
Yeah.
Like literally just everybody carried their stuff. It was just such a weird thing.
That?
People smoked in hotels and that
Yeah.
almost never happens now.
Yeah.
Like I said, next week we are going to be checking out. We'll check out the finale of Stranger Things. We'll get episodes 8 and 9 out of the way. And then after that, we'll do some Christmas stuff, and then we'll get back into The Punisher and finish up that series now that Christmas will have been done, and we won't have to worry about season's greetings and people dying. Because it's The Punisher. People die a lot. But yeah, it's Paul.
Jestina Keys.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.